We've taken a look at my favorite bosses from all of the Dark Souls games, but I haven't shared my favorite encounters from Demon Souls, where the Souls franchise made its debut. It goes without saying that I love the boss fights in the Souls games, and Demon Souls has some of the best and most unique fights in the series. So let's journey into the deep fog of the Kingdom of Boletaria as I share my favorite 5 Demon Souls bosses. Number 1. Storm King. The pagan rituals of the Shrine of Storms are one of the more mysterious aspects of Demon Souls. The barbarians of old would offer up their sacrifices to the shrine, and at the apex of the Shrine of Storms dwells the Storm King. This massive beast is easily one of the largest bosses in the entire Souls franchise. Bearing the resemblance of a giant manta ray, the Storm King wields devastating power and is accompanied by loads of storm beasts. In order to survive this battle, you must use the terrain to your advantage and find cover, as the storm beasts will frequently bombard you with jagged barbs. If you have bows or magic, this grand fight is made slightly easier, but for those who want to wield a melee weapon, they must wield the power of the Storm Ruler, the only blade capable of felling the gargantuan Storm King. I love the battle against the Storm King, whether you use ranged attacks or use the Storm Ruler. This fight is one I always look forward to, and there really hasn't been anything quite like it in the Souls series since. It's an awesome feeling to challenge the King of the Skies and emerge victorious. Number 2. Man-Eaters. The original duo boss. The Man-Eaters were a nasty surprise for many first-time players, and even when I was getting footage for this video, the Man-Eaters gave me trouble. This devilish duo of demons guards the path to the top of the Tower of Latria, and the boss arena is just as dangerous, if not more so, than the Man-Eaters themselves. Initially, you only fight one Man-Eater, but before long, the second demon joins the fray, and the intensity of the fight is raised considerably. The Man-Eaters fight you on a narrow walkway, and what makes this fight so harrowing is how easily they can make you fall to your death. The closest thing to a safe zone is the central circle with the brazier, although even here you must always be on your guard. The atmosphere for this fight is chilling, and seeing the Man-Eaters' glowing eyes as they fly around is pretty terrifying. The boss battle against these demons is very intense and is undeniably one of the hardest fights in the game. It's a boss battle that can be frustrating sometimes, but once you triumph over this boss, it feels incredibly rewarding. The Man-Eaters are creepy, challenging, and memorable. I hate and love them at the same time, and they are one of my favorite 5 bosses in this game. Number 3. Dragon God. This one might be considered a controversial pick, as many Souls fans don't enjoy this particular battle, but the encounter with the Dragon God is one of my personal favorites. Deep within the Stone Fang tunnels lies the domain of the Dragon God, an immense demon who brought death to the burrowers of the underground kingdom. The Dragon God serves as the archdemon of this area, but unlike the other battles in Demon Souls, you don't directly confront the Dragon God. This draconian being is far too powerful to fight head-on, and so you must quickly and stealthily avoid the Dragon God's gaze. As you proceed through the ruins, you discover ancient ballista weapons, and these magical bolts are the only thing strong enough to pierce the dragon's hide. Upon using the ballistas, the Dragon God is pinned down and severely weakened, thus allowing you to approach its head and perform the finishing blow. It's definitely not your typical boss battle, but I love the atmosphere, music, and the stealth tactics of this fight. It's a very unique boss fight, and I always enjoy it. Number 4. Tower Knight. The Kingdom of Boletaria had many powerful warriors fighting for their lord, King Allant. However, when the Old One brought the demon scourge to the land, some of these warriors were transformed into demons themselves, and the Tower Knight is one such demon. As you try to progress further into the Boletarian Palace, This ironclad warrior with a ridiculously big great shield stands in your way. If that wasn't enough, you also have to contend with a bunch of archers around the arena. It's generally best to take out the archers first, and then focus on the Tower Knight proper. The Tower Knight's only weak point is its head, and unless you are wielding ranged weapons, you'll have to topple the knight first. After bashing on the Tower Knight's feet enough times, the Great Knight will fall over with the weak point exposed, and then the boss can be swiftly defeated. The Tower Knight is one of the early game boss fights, so it isn't particularly difficult, but I still love every minute of it. The fight against the Tower Knight gives you a taste of what's to come in Demon's Souls, and I believe it is one of the more iconic fights in the Souls franchise. It's a thrilling boss fight, and most players agree that the true Demon's Souls starts here. Number 5. The False King Allant. After fighting against the demons of the land, you finally confront King Allant in the highest tower of the Boletarian Palace. This once noble king has been corrupted by a lust for power, and is responsible for the awakening of the Old One. Fighting King Allant definitely marks the climax of this game, but things aren't as they appear. This is actually a false king, a demon who looks like Allant and is ruling over Boletaria. The true King Allant dwells within the body of the Old One, but in order to reach him, we must first defeat the false king. This is undoubtedly one of the coolest fights in all of Demon's Souls. You have to bring your A game in the fight against the false king. He has devastating attacks, and he can even steal your character levels from you with his soul-sucking grab attack. One of the things I really love about this fight is the music. It's a variation of the opening theme for Demon's Souls, but here it is driven by a powerful, haunting pipe organ, and this music adds so much to this boss battle. This fight is pretty challenging, as is the gauntlet leading up to the boss, but it is one of the most rewarding and thrilling fights in the game. And once you triumph over the false king, you can proceed to the Old One's lair. But will you return the demon to its slumber, or become tempted by the power and become the demon's new slave?
How did you defeat my precious demon? No human has an appetite for souls such as you. The rest is up to the Old One. If it is to be, then you shall be beckoned.
So those were my favorite 5 Demon's Souls bosses. What are some of your favorites? Any other favorite 5 videos you would like to see? Feel free to share in the comments below. This is Cosmic Castaway, and until next time, keep having great adventures, everyone.
Go forth, Garvinland. May you be unharmed.